CC, CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to impact your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, everybody, what's up? It's your girl, Constance Carter. Yo, I am so happy. Please don't tell me. Please do not tell me that you have forgotten about your girl. I know it's been a while since I have been logged on to the Fly Nubian Queen and to my YouTube page. I just been in the lab. I've been working on a lot of great things so that I could provide to you, because my goal in life is just to provide value to you. Okay. So thank you for joining me. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be here with me. And for that, I appreciate you for real. As you come in, make sure that you subscribe to the Fly Nubian Queen. Okay. Also, if you're on YouTube, Fly Nubian Queen, and also my YouTube page. I don't get the love that Fly Nubian Queen get. You can follow me on @CC the CEO as well. But also, I want you to know that the Black Business School has a free training called How to Make Money Without Working. So if you want to access this and other ways to put your money to an account, just text the word Queens to 87948. Had to tell you that because the Black Business School, Dr. Boyce Watkins, just amazing content that he has, amazing educational information. He's all about uplifting our people. And so I love him for that. Hi, Atiba. What's up? What's up? Thank you guys for joining me. Now that you're here, I want to shout you out. So just tell me where you guys are watching from, because I know we have people that watch from all over the world. And again, I hope y'all ain't forgot about your girl, because I haven't been on here in a couple weeks. I've been in the lab trying to do some things for y'all, and I've been creating. I've been in my creative mode. So anyway, put in the comments where you're watching from, because I always like to shout you out. Okay. Also, I want you to remember that every time I come on live here, that this is a dialogue and not a monologue. So I want you to talk back to me. If you have questions, I want you to talk back to me. Yo, talk black to me. I don't even know who that is, that Facebook user. You're obviously in one of the groups, and so it doesn't say who you are, but this Facebook user is from Cali. I see Anthony from North Carolina. Is that North Carolina? Kakalaki? Yes. Where else are you guys watching from? I see there's hundreds of people on here watching right now. So it's good that you guys did not forget about me. I'm on about 8 different platforms right now. So if you don't see a bunch of people on Facebook, they might be on one YouTube channel or another YouTube channel, or they might be on LinkedIn. So I'm shooting out on all these different platforms. But again, I'm happy to be in front of you. So I'm gonna get right to it, because guess what? I have a training coming up at 3:00 Eastern, 12:00 Pacific. And I'm going to deep dive into 8 ways to make money, 8 revenue streams. So I hope that you have registered for this course. And if you have not registered for this course, you still have an opportunity to register for this course. Also, I want to, and at the bottom, that's where you can register for the course. You see where it says mywealthroadmap.com/8 revenue streams. So you can register for the course right there. And if you don't get to watch it live, because I will be live, there's about 150 people that signed up, but I will be live. A lot of people I know that signed up are not going to be able to watch it live. So if you're not able to watch it live, you still get access to the replay. Okay. So I just wanted to talk to you about the whole idea behind 8 revenue streams. I learned about this during COVID, and there's a Bible verse in Ecclesiastics. I'm going to bring it up right here. There's a Bible verse, Ecclesiastics, and I had never even heard this Bible verse until COVID. But what it says is, it says invest in 7. Yes, in 8 ventures, because you don't know when a disaster may come upon a land. And what happened during COVID? Yeah, a disaster struck the land. So a lot of times for so many people, they got stuck, right? A lot of people got stuck holding the bag. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people lost their livelihoods. A lot of people thrived. There also, COVID bred a lot of the gurus and the scammers as well. People found new ways to make money. And I've been in this business. I've been doing this for over 20 years, just educating the people because, my life's work has always been about helping us to be able to close the wealth gap. This has been my work since I was in high school. When I was in high school, I used to talk about I was president of BSU. How do we close the grade gap. I just always believed in Black people's potential, and I understood from a very young age the obstacles that we had. And so I just want to push us forward because I know all of the things that come against us, that are designed. I talk about it. If you look at my YouTube page, you look at my Instagram, you look at my, I talk about how the system has been designed purposely to keep us oppressed. And because we are a resilient people, I love us for that, because we're resilient, even though all of the things that were put in place to really stop us. Now you got the epidemic of crack. I talk about that too. I talk about how Gary Owen, how he was a investigative reporter for the San Jose Mercury News. By the way, that's where I'm from. I'm from San Jose, California. And he found out that the CIA was putting crack in urban neighborhoods. And what happened to him? He ended up committing suicide by shooting himself twice in the back of the head. Right. When he exposed the CIA for doing that. So these are things that they do specifically to cripple our community. And so my goal is to just educate as many of us as possible, because there's an article in Forbes that says that in year 2053, Black median wealth is going to be at zero. I don't believe that. I do believe that they fucked around and gave us the internet, so they gave us access to everything, and you can't keep information from us as you did before. They used to say, there was that saying that if you want to keep information from a person, put it in a book, but we got the internet. My kids be on TikTok. My kids know more shit than I do because all of the information that's out there. So we do have access. We have more power, literally, in the palm of our hands. We have more technology, literally, in the palm of our hands than when they put the man on the moon. So there's no reason for us not to have access. And so this is my passion project. My passion is helping my people for real. So, and Patricia, shout out to Patricia. I'm so glad that you're registered. I look forward to seeing you live in a couple of hours. So thank you for registering, and I'm looking forward to just pouring into you. That's all I want to do is just pour into you and just help you and show you ways that you can really create multiple revenue streams. So let me just give you a little bit of background about me and how I came to that, because I got nearly 20. I got nearly 20 ways that I generate revenue. But that all came from one. And here's the thing. So I started, first, before real estate, I was in IT. So I'm a little techie. But when I got into real estate, because being self-employed, like any self-employed person, business is feast or famine. And I would always get really nervous when I only had one revenue stream. I would always get super nervous because when it was famine time, famine came, it hit hard. And so I always needed something else. So I first started doing real estate, and then I got into the mortgage business. Eventually, I opened up my own mortgage company. So I actually have a mortgage company as well. Then going down the road, I filed bankruptcy, had a 379 credit score. And let me tell you this. I want you to know that your hardships can be the blueprint to help other people. And so that's essentially what I've done with my life. I had some ebbs and flows, some peaks and valleys, some ups and downs. I've made some really great investments, really great investment decisions. I've been in some really, really low places. So all in all, though, the lessons and the lessons were blessings. The valleys were also things that I used to help other people. So when I had that 379 credit score, when my credit was all the way effed up, I ended up becoming a certified credit expert. I was obsessed with credit. I love credit. So then I wrote my first book. I wrote this by myself, you guys. This is like the third iteration of the book. I wrote this myself. Nobody helped me. Wasn't no Chat GPT around. And oh, by the way, I have a new training called How to Write a Book with using Chat GPT. When I tell you, that shit is amazing. My VAs right now are just putting the final touches on editing it, but that training is off the chain. But anyway, I wrote this book all by myself. Somebody said, Constance. So now let me just tell you, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I don't have the big ideas. Somebody told me, Constance, you should write a book because you're really good at credit and you like educating people. And I was like, really? A book? Really? They were like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Everything literally that I've done has been on the suggestion of other people because I'm not the ideation person. I'm not the smartest person. I don't have the big ideas. But what I do have, and I do very well, is I'm an executor. I don't let no grass grow under my feet. So if somebody gives me a brilliant idea, it's in place immediately. So I wrote this book, The Keeping Score, What You Need to Know to Make Your Credit Score Grow. Wrote it all by myself, and it actually became a bestseller. Now, there are ways that you can make your book a bestseller without it really being a bestseller. You put it in certain obscure categories, all that crazy shit. This wasn't that. I ain't know nothing about that, but it was a bestseller. So then I wrote this book right here, The Secret to Breaking the Broke Code. Now this was an international bestseller. Now this one I'm talking about just ways that you could just change your mindset, shift your mindset, all that stuff. Then I wrote this book, Build Credit to Build Wealth, another credit book. This is a workbook. This is keeping score on steroids. And the testimonials for all the books are amazing. And just a few months ago, I wrote this book, The Wealth Accelerator. This is a dope book. But can I let you in on a little secret? Chad GPT helped me write this book. I wrote it a few months ago. Yeah. So I have a training on how you can write a book using Chat GPT. Now, Chat GPT, like, of course, you're using the AI to help you, to help me edit, but it's still my ideas. They're my ideas. They're ideas that I put out there, but I show you how to maximize Chat GPT to write your book. But that's a revenue stream for me. So I'm just going down the timeline for you. So, I ended up writing a book about credit. Okay. So then after that, I was teaching credit training. That was another revenue stream. I would have home buyer workshops and things like that. I started to flip houses. That's another revenue stream. As I started doing the loans and I started making so much money in real estate, I was flipping houses, paying cash. So that ended up being another revenue stream for me. I was using other people's money, OPM, to purchase the property. Then I started, making enough money to pay cash for the properties. So that's another revenue stream, house flipping. Then I was at a conference. Now, this is why getting out and going to different trainings and conferences and things like that are so important, because then you meet people and they give you great ideas. And every time I go to a conference, I'm always very intentional. My intention is there is somebody here that's going to change my life. Whether I'm on stage speaking, there's somebody in this room that's going to change my life, or I'm in the audience just listening. There's somebody here. It might be the person on the stage. It might be the person I'm meeting in the bathroom. So I was at this conference. It's called CEO Space. And this guy, I was just chopping it up with this guy. I think we're Facebook. Oh, shoot. Can you hear me now? Oh, oh my God. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I was really talking. How much what did y'all lose? What did I lose? How much did I lose? Dang it. What was the last thing you heard me say? I was like on a roll, y'all. I was really on a roll. Okay. I talked about writing a book. Right? Do I got to go back over that? Okay. I know y'all hear me now, but what was the last thing you heard? Thank you, Desiree. What was the last time y'all heard? Flipping houses. Okay. So what I was saying is, okay, I made so much flipping houses. So I made so much in the mortgage business that I was able to start flipping houses paying cash, right? So then I had that money. Thank you. Okay. Met the guy that changed my life. Okay. So I was at a conference. Thank you. I was at a conference. This guy talked about, the cannabis. So I was like I said, everything I do, I try to have some type of purpose around it. And I'm just kind of taking you through, the the ways that because when you have these multiple revenue streams, when you have all these things, they should somehow correlate, relate. You don't want to be doing one thing on one end of the spectrum and something totally different. You want them to all work in concert, because the goal is not to work hard. The goal is to work smart. The goal is to have these things working for you while you sleep. So the money I made from flipping houses, I then invested in a cannabis dispensary. Okay. So with the cannabis dispensary, what I do with that revenue, I still get dividend from that. I'm a part owner of a cannabis dispensary. That goes to my children. Okay. So the money goes to the children, and how I have it set up is it goes to an account that generates compound interest. It's set up in a trust fund for my children. So I don't see that money. It goes to my kids, but that is another revenue stream that I have. Okay. Get it? Got it. Good. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. The other thing, so then, I move into wanting to educate people more. Now I got the books. Now I want to just really help people. So then I created a course. Yo, you guys, I need you to understand, you can create, there are things that come easy to you. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you guys sign up for this 8 revenue streams course that I'm about to do at 3:00, I'm going to tell you how to do it. But there are things that you do well that you probably don't even think is valuable, that you just do, that other people will pay handsomely for it. So Lisa Nichols, if anybody, Lisa Nichols, she'll tell you herself. We were at a training and I was telling her, yo, girl, you need to be teaching how to speak, because she has a cold mouthpiece. She needs to teach that. She's like, teach this? You think people will pay me for this? I'm like, yeah, girl, I will pay you $10,000. I'll pay you. But everybody in the class was mad. They was like, won't you shut the hell up? Like, we want to pay $10,000. But I knew the value of what she was teaching. And so she didn't think that it was valuable to her because it came. She was teaching business. I was on a business training with her. But I was like, you need to be teaching speaking. And that ended up being one of her best courses. But again, she didn't think it was valuable because it's something that came easy to her. So there are things that come easy. So that training, the first training I did was about credit. I did the Build Credit to Build Wealth. It's my credit repair masterclass. I am a credit expert. I'm a certified credit expert, and I love credit, and I'm obsessed with it. And I went all over the place, and I was teaching credit to all these people, and I ended up creating a course that generates revenue every month because people want to learn about credit. So that's another revenue stream. You think about something that you have that you do well that can generate revenue. The courses is another revenue stream for me. Okay. I have a podcast. Now, currently my podcast doesn't monetize, but my YouTube and my Instagram and my Facebook, they all monetize. They don't monetize. I ain't making millions of dollars, but I'm working to get that up. So if you were to do a podcast, let me tell you something. Everybody with a mic got a podcast, and it's bad, right? Because people saying any goddamn thing just for shock value, just for clicks and all that shit. And people are going viral for no reason. They have no real content to, or anything of substance to give, but they just out there just saying wild shit, right? And so that's what they're doing. But I will tell you this. There still is enough room for you to have a podcast, because there's something that you have to say that may be valuable to somebody. And so think about it. And really, it's not that hard. And again, in the training, I'm going to talk about how to do that as well. Okay. So you can monetize via a podcast. And this is what I do. One thing that I did, and I'm not doing it currently because I sold my car to my daughter, but I did Turo. I did basically automobile arbitrage, where I rented the extra car. I rented the Range Rover out, and I would get extra money for that. Only thing I did is put it on Turo, make sure it was washed, make sure there was gas, and I got money in it, pay the car note. Now I have that. It was just an extra car that I had that was sitting up there for months. But maybe you have a vehicle that you can actually rent out. Automobile arbitrage. You can rent out your car and earn extra money. A lot of times we'll have extra things that we can make money from, and we don't even know. The other thing is I am a real estate investor. Okay. So again, of course, being in real estate, started investing in real estate, both residential and commercial real estate. And then with the commercial business, I actually built a business inside that business. So the commercial business that I had a co-working space, which was also a business that generated money. So you had a commercial building, which you're making money, renting offices and whatnot. And then it also was a co-working space as well. So that's part of the real estate investment. I own a bank. And that's what I was talking about, where I put the trust fund money in. It is a bank that everybody could do. It's really infinite banking. And that's a way to generate passive income on your money when you ain't really doing nothing. The money is just growing. You're just growing your money, not blowing your money. So I honestly, I have most of my money in my bank and I only pull out enough money for me to live on. That's how I do what that's done for me. So I have a few $100,000 in this other bank, right? And what that's done for me is it keeps me, because when that money is in the bank, like, oh, you know, these $1,000 shoes, sure, or whatever it was, I could buy it because the money's in the bank and it's just sitting there. But when I put it in this other account that generates compound interest, that I can still get access. It's not as accessible. I don't have an ATM card where I'm swiping, but it also generates compound interest. And you know what Einstein said? He said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who know about it benefit from it. Those who don't, pay it. And you're paying compound interest every month when you're paying your credit card. But if you don't know how to use compound interest to your benefit, then you're missing out. You could actually put money. It doesn't have to be a few $100,000 or anything like that, but you could actually use your money to make you more money because it's making nothing in the bank. So that's a way that you can generate compound interest. Also Airbnb hosts. So a few of my properties, a couple of them were Airbnbs. Airbnb was a little slow though. It was a little slow over the last 6 months. So I went ahead and turned those into just regular rental properties because it was just a little slow. I'm also an investor in some software. Again, everything I do has some type of meaning. So a girlfriend of mine who is a pretty big influencer, she has a mental health app called You Are a Warrior. That's You Are a Warrior. Download that. And give us 5 stars. So I'm an investor in that app. We're getting ready to release it, I think, in May or June. But this is a mental health app that is designed to help people that may be going through some mental challenges. People who may be suicidal or they may be going through depression and things like that. So this is, of course, some of the things that we do. There's no ROI. There's no immediate ROI, and this is what you have to think about when you're thinking about investing. Okay, this is extremely important. Don't invest if you aren't willing to lose. Let me repeat myself one more time. Don't invest if you're not willing to lose. You don't invest because you think that you're going to lose. You invest with the hopes that that it's a great ROI. But if it doesn't, you ain't got to sell your house. You ain't got to, you're not losing your whole life because you've invested all your money. You're not stressed and struggling because you've invested your money. So that's really, really, really important because whether it's stock, I invest in stock. I invest in Bitcoin. I invest in the bank that generates compound interest. I invest in software. I may not get any money back. The marijuana dispensary, shit, we get paid every quarter. Last quarter, there was nothing. I normally get last quarter. I'm like, yo, what's going on in Stockton, California? Y'all ain't selling? So, you can't be mad if you're not getting an ROI. Those are definitely benefits of you investing. But that was the only time in the last maybe 4 years that I didn't get anything. And I'm like, and then the next payout was pretty good. But you just got to go in not thinking like it's a long-term gain. If you get nothing back, then damn, okay, I didn't get nothing back. But if you get something back, then it's amazing. There's a risk that you have to take. Now, I want you to take a calculated risk. I'm a high risk investor. I will throw some money at some shit and hope it pays off. But it has paid off. But I lost thousands of dollars, but I made millions of dollars investing in myself or investing in other things. And so you just have to be willing to take those risks. The difference between Black people and everybody else is, well, first of all, let me just do this. Let me give you a kudos because in 2000 we had the highest growth of home ownership and wealth in the country. Now, they said we was going to be zero in 2053, but in 2020, when COVID happened, we had the highest instance of wealth growth because we purchased property. So we were doing good. And we still are. We're still on track to do well. And you could look that up. You could Google that. That was on CNBC, a report that I read. However, the reason why the wealth gap tends to be as wide as it is because we're afraid to take investments. We're afraid to take risks. We are some scary ass people. We think investing is gambling. And what you have to understand is you have to be willing to take, again, an educated, make an educated investment. Know what's going on with the market before you invest in it. Invest in things that you do, like just start like $25, $50, invest very small, but be willing to take risks and understand what it is I'm investing in. Don't just invest because somebody told you to invest in something. You need to understand what you're investing in and why you're investing in it. That's extremely important. Let's see. I make money speaking as an international speaker. I actually have a TED Talk. So if you haven't seen my TED Talk, you need to go watch my TED Talk. It's called Google That Shit. And I actually talk about closing the wealth gap, but I do make money in speaking as well. And of course, in stock, Bitcoin go crazy right now. So Bitcoin is doing well, and I'm excited about that. But these are most of the things that I invest in, and they're all, if you listen, they're all interchangeable, interrelatable things that I've grown to. It's not like I just said, I'm gonna do all these at the same time. No, like they're things that I grew to do, and the reason why I grew in these spaces is because of various reasons. And some reasons I wanted to help people. Some reasons with the marijuana, I wanted a seat at the table. This, I wanted to inspire people. This, I wanted to help people with credit. So think about the things that you do well, and just go from there. So I have the 8 revenue streams training, and I got to get up off of here, but I have the 8 revenue streams training that's getting ready to happen at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. So if you see there at the bottom, you still have time to register, because I'm going to go into a lot of these, at least 8 of them, and I'm going to tell you how to do them. I do want you to know that some of the stuff, like, so for, if you are a member of the VIP, the gym club, the Grow Your Money Club, and you're a VIP member, you get the training for free. Obviously, the training's not like, it's $29, but it is invaluable, the information that you're going to get and the growth. Invest in yourself, y'all. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in myself, and it's paid off tremendously. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Y'all know who I am. You guys know I got receipts. And so I plan to give you some really, really great information. And I just want to inspire you. I just want to help you. I just want to just spark something up under you. And, God has done that for me, and people have done that for me. And I just want to do it for other people. So that's where I'm at. I got to go. But again, listen, Boyce Watkins, the Black Business School, has a free training called How to Make Money Without Working. So if you want to access this and other ways to put your money in your account, text the word Queens to 87948. And please don't forget to follow me. I am Constance Carter. And then follow me on YouTube and at CC the CEO, Facebook, wherever you're watching me from. Follow me on all my other stuff too. Okay. I'm going to show you guys how to do this stuff too. When we talk about YouTube monetization, when we talk about podcast monetization. Like I said, I'm not monetizing on the podcast as of yet. I just started kind of putting it in podcast format a couple of months ago. So I'm working that piece up, but it is possible. And so we'll talk about all of those things. We'll talk about how to write a book and all that other good stuff, all good, juicy, juicy stuff. So make sure you sign up for it. Join me live. And if you can't watch me live, don't worry about it. Everybody who registers will get a copy of the video. So I know there's a good majority of people who aren't going to be able to watch me live, but they can watch the replay. Watch that while you're driving, listen to it. Just listen. You don't have to be in front of the computer. Okay. I love y'all for real in real life. I really do. And y'all hung with me. And so I appreciate it. You, again, like I said, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And so I really appreciate that. So make sure you sign up for the 8 revenue streams training that I'm getting ready to do in about 2 hours. Peace.